So today's video is going to be about how our beliefs literally create our reality. Okay, so I definitely believe that this isn't something new again to whoever is into manifestation and stuffs, because our beliefs literally create our reality. And you know, one way a lot of people get this backwards is the fact that they tend to think it's just kind of like being positive, kind of like having a positive mindset and, just trying to be positive overall, and then at the end of the day, you're gonna get what you want. Okay, so I used to be that person, to be honest with you. I used to be that person like prior to now. I used to be very positive and all those good stuffs, but nothing was really changing. I read all the books, I did all the whole stuffs, but nothing was really changing until and I said until I really took out time to, start working on my, like, doing the inner work basically, until I took out time to start working on myself, to start prioritizing myself, paying attention to, what I think on a daily basis and how I feel on a daily basis and even how I act, and that was really like one big thing, one huge thing that helped me to like transition from who I used to be to who I am now. So, a lot of people really kind of get this backwards in the sense that the thing is just by, being positive and, saying affirmations and all these good stuffs, and then you can just start attracting things into your reality. But it doesn't actually work that way, to be honest. So, excuse me. So, you know, our beliefs, it's very important to understand how our beliefs were formed, right? So, our beliefs were formed basically from our childhood, okay? While we're growing up, based off of what we saw, based off of, the people around us, based off of our environment, all of this, little tiny things kind of shaped us into who we over time became, right? And as a result of the fact that, when you become an adult, you have to start taking care of yourself, you have to start, making money, paying bills, and all those good stuffs, right? We tend to like plug in more into the rat race rather than spending a lot more time with ourselves to dismantle our beliefs from childhood and reassemble these beliefs based off of what we want, right? So, our beliefs basically were formed while we were children, and over time we became adults, and how we used to see the world while we were still kids, right, is exactly the same way that we still view the world. Is exactly the same way that we still view ourselves. So it's basically like we grew physically, right? But internally, we're still that 7 year old boy or still that 7 year old girl that's always like throwing tantrums and, see the world in a very obscured manner, right? So, in order to like start creating the life that you really want for yourself, to be honest with you, you have to like take some time out and okay, I'm saying some time out, but it's not really some time out. It has to become like a lifestyle, right? Where you spend a lot of time, paying attention to yourself basically, like sitting in silence and just paying attention to whatever thoughts comes up, like those repetitive thought patterns, right? That are constantly, popping up to the screen of your mind, the doubts, the fears, that are so constant and so loud, right? At the end of the day, you have to understand that your beliefs create your thought patterns, right? And your thought patterns create your emotions, okay? And then your emotions forces you to like take action, right? And that's how you create your reality. So at the end of the day, if you do not take out the time to do the inner work, right? Spending time with yourself, observing yourself, reprogramming yourself internally with, the kind of things you'd like to experience physically, it's going to be really challenging to attract a lot of good things in your life, because you have to understand that your beliefs actually create your reality, and your beliefs is literally your identity. Your identity is how you see yourself. Your identity is how you view the world. Your identity is how you see yourself relative to certain aspects of your life, right? That's basically your identity. So if you know you're experiencing a reality whereby there's a whole lot of lack, there's a whole lot of chaos, there's a whole lot of doubts, fears, and all this kind of stuffs, this should probably be an indication that you know there's a lot of stuffs going on within yourself that you are yet to make peace with, you know. And this is more like a video to like point you inwards, right? To like understand that it's as within, so without. Your reality isn't just literally creating itself, but it's creating itself as a result of the fact that you are giving it your attention by default. And your attention is the kind of frequency you are emitting, based off of what you were programmed with while you were kids. Because what you have to understand is the fact that what you put out energetically is what you're going to attract back into your life. So if you spent, a lot of time, if you spent your childhood experiencing a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears, and you haven't really taken out time to like do the work, you keep experiencing, first of all, you keep emitting the frequency of doubt, you keep emitting the frequency of fear, you keep emitting the frequency of lack and all those negative energy, and that would be exactly what will keep attracting shits back into your life. So your life will be a direct reflection of the frequency that you are emitting, right? So if you really want to change your life, I implore you to actually do the inner work, put the time in, reprogram yourself, right? With good beliefs basically, and start to see the world in a different way. Now, it's not something that actually happens overnight, but it's something that if you keep at it, right, if you do it for a very long time, you're going to see consistent results, and you're going to start seeing results, and you're actually going to start appreciating yourself more because you showed up for yourself every single day, even when you actually didn't feel like it. Okay? So if you did actually enjoy this video, do well to give us a thumbs up, do well to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell, and share this video with your friends, your family, and whoever is on a level up journey with you. I'll see you guys in my next one.